The mind can be a terrifying place if you're not careful. Hidden within your mind is all the doubt, shame, worry, anger, fear, anxiety, and stress that make life so difficult and painful so often. It is in your mind that things become so horrible and painful. In your mind that you suffer everything that happens to you. In your mind that you give your attention to every pain and thought and negative experience. And your mind keeps returning to them. Even as the day passes, even as the threat goes away. Hell, even when the fear doesn't come to pass, it still lingers as a possibility, lingers as some otherworldly chance that could have happened, and your thoughts wonder what you would have done if the worst had happened. Everyone has been trapped in a thought that they can't escape, a bad feeling that just can't be shaken, either from trauma in your past, pains and horrors that continue to haunt you today, things that with just a little provocation shoot back up into your memories, send waves of sensations through your body, make you experience and live out the horror again and again and again, all while you sit silently in a room trying to convince yourself that everything will be all right, while constantly feeling as if nothing will ever be all right again. Or maybe it's not your past that terrifies you, but rather the fears and worries of the future, a thought that what you did or who you are won't be good enough, that what's coming is going to cause you pain and suffering. Somewhere, at some time, at some place, something horrible is going to happen. The world is a terrifying place. There are wars pouring over from one nation to another, talks of nuclear annihilation, viruses evolving and adapting again and again, becoming stronger every time. Worry about how you're going to pay your bills, what will happen if you can't. Maybe worries about your health or the health of a loved one. There are so many things for one to be worried about, for one to have their life turned upside down over. But it all begins with a thought. Even when you don't realize it, the circumstances, either from the past or the future, are no more real in the moment than any other thought you might have. And yet they carry with them all the pain and suffering of the experience, whether it's already happened or it's just something that could happen. These simple, uncontrollable thoughts work their way through the mind and into the body, turning fear into heart-racing panic, turning anxiety into nail-biting dread, turning life into a living hell that you cannot escape from. The mind is something that you can never escape. You cannot force it to do what you want. You cannot rationalize with it at some points and times. In fact, the mind becomes something that will do with you what it will do, if you give it that control over you to do that. Life can be more. Life should be more than the thoughts you have about it. But in order for that to be the case, you must be willing to face your mind and completely let go of your thoughts. When people hear of letting go of pain, fears, worries, and anxieties, they think that it means to just force themselves to stop thinking about what is bothering them, but quickly become disillusioned with letting go of these negative experiences. When they realize that no matter how hard they try to force themselves to not think about what is bothering them, the more those thoughts seem to dig into their mind and their existence. There's no escape from it. There's no stopping them. So how do you let go of your thoughts? The secret that often goes untaught by most, as they often want to hold themselves up as people who never have a negative thought or negative feeling, rather than try to be the humans they are, is that you simply let the thought be. What does that mean? It means that instead of actively engaging with your mind, trying to think your way out of negative thoughts, trying to reason with your mind, that instead you just accept that you're having these thoughts and realize that the thoughts will come and go. You don't dig into them. You don't try to rationalize them. Instead, you accept the anxiety and stress as the fear that they truly are and let your body fully feel the emotion. Don't try and deal with all the stories in your mind. Don't try to make sense of why you're feeling the way you're feeling, because those things will only exacerbate the problem and cover everything in the hue of pain. And in that, you don't perceive reality for what it is, but rather who you are, what thoughts you allow to go through your head. But when you learn to accept your thoughts for what they are, nothing more, nothing less than thoughts, not what is actually happening, not what is real in the moment, but just a thought, which is attaching itself to an emotion, which is creating a feeling that is affecting your body and mind. Realizing this and accepting it alters the experience of it. When it's not being resisted and fought against, when it's not being focused on and reasoned with, just like dirty, murky water, left alone to settle and sit still, the mind will begin to clear itself. And in the process of clearing itself, you will realize that those thoughts were never anything. And the more you begin to realize that those thoughts that haunted you and bothered you weren't truly anything that should have haunted you or bothered you, those thoughts begin to become less and less frequent until all that exists is the silence of your mind and the silence of your existence. And in that silence, you truly then will know peace, but only if you can accept your mind. Only if you can truly let go of needing to control your thoughts, of escaping them, of doing anything to these experiences you're having. If you can do that, when you do that, then you begin to realize the inherent peace that has always lived inside of you. You begin to see the world, not through the blinders of your mind, but for what it truly is right in front of you. And you realize the perfection of life, that the pain and evil and horror that you experienced or worry will come means nothing to right now. You're not a fortune teller. You're not here to predict the future or dwell on the past. You are here to experience life in all its glory and horror, for all its challenges and blessings, for all the pain and healing. You are here to be here. You are here to live. And in that living, if you discover along the way the truth of your existence, you can truly let go of everything and realize that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Everything that comes is exactly as it's supposed to be, and you are perfect and complete. Hey, wait 1 second. I've got something big to share with you. Thanks for watching that video. If you made it this far, you hopefully enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, we put out one at least every other day. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications at the bottom of the video. And keep an eye out for the next video. Also, I'm building a community of people who want to transform their lives over a year. It's called the Cosmic Joke Challenge. If you want to find out what the Cosmic Joke Challenge is, you'll learn that and more in our 100% free Facebook group, which will be growing a library of content not available on YouTube. The link will be available in the description box below. Click it, join, and start transforming your life today.